I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're sharing an extraordinary story of faith, resilience, and spiritual victory. Joining me now is Dr. Barbara Bean, author of I'm Not Supposed to Be Here, But God. This deeply personal and inspiring book is both a testimonial of triumph over life's challenges and a guide to walking a spiritual path with a purpose. If you're ready to be inspired by a journey of faith and hope, you won't want to miss this wonderful book or this powerful conversation. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Books to Life Marketing for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her wonderful book. The links are below this interview. Doctor, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's my pleasure. This is truly an inspiring, faith-filled book. I'm not supposed to be here, but God. Tell us what you mean by the title.
The title was given to me as I was looking over my life and seeing how I was sent to an orphanage in the South in the mid 40s, and how God rescued me and my brother and brought us here to Los Angeles, where my dad and his wife, new wife, took care of us. And I was very, very ill, very, very sick as a child. I really didn't think I was going to live to be here. And so from that's where I got the name of my book. I'm not supposed to be here because as a child, I suffered diphtheria, whooping cough, everything. And during that time, it was very difficult for Afro Americans to get the necessary care. But I thank God for just allowing me to be here.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Tell us about your faith. You have a great faith. Where did you get your faith from? Did you find it on your own? Is that a gift given to you by family, by taking you to church and so forth? Tell us a little bit about your spiritual journey.
My parents were ministers. My mother was a missionary. My father was an elder in the church. And it was myself and my brother. And we were raised in church. We were raised to go to Bible school, vacation Bible school. We were raised to go to Sunday school. We were raised to be a part of the youth department. And so all my life, I've been in church. I tried to step out, but it didn't work for me. I had to come back into. It seems like my life was just geared to be in church, to geared to work with people. I realized now that I didn't realize then that I had the gift of helping people. They were cling to me even as a teenager. They would talk to me about their problems, and it seemed like I had an answer, or I would pray with them. And so I knew then something was different about me, but I just didn't know what.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you've got that great gift of faith. I think it is palpable, and you have worked very diligently in the ministry in places like prisons, convalescent homes, areas of poverty. Tell us a little bit about your ministry.
I was in, I was really impressed to go to the women's prison, the boys' camps, um, on Skid Row. I ministered there, and I saw the poverty, the need, uh, the people that were unloved. They had no one to care for them. No one, would speak good of them. They were hungry. They were dirty. They just didn't have a life of their own. They thought that their life was over, but my heart went out to them because that could have been me. And I just wanted to help them, talk to them, encourage them, inspire them. Everybody on Skid Row did not want to be there. And so I would encourage them. We would feed them, give them clothes. We had a collaboration with missions. And so that was it. I just loved going and helping people, those that have been in prison, especially the women's prison. Um, A lot of them made mistakes and they thought that probably this was it for me. It was the end of the line, but I let them know that no, it's not. God has a purpose for your life.
Wonderful. Well, that's a beautiful message, and it's so empowering as well. Talk to us a little bit about the special mission you discuss in your book.
The mission for me was challenging. I did have the support of my family, and they did encourage me, Mom, honey, you really need to get some exposure and let the world know because you've been through a lot, you've experienced a lot, and you do it one on one. You minister one on one. You counsel people one on one, and I think they should know they see the glory, but they really don't know the story behind the glory.
Great. That's a great quote. They know the story, but they don't know the glory behind it, without a doubt. You have worked with some iconic figures such as Dr. Maddie Moss Clark and Dr.
Yeah.
Judith McAllister. Tell us about those collaborations.
Oh my God. With Dr. Clark, we had our national convention in Memphis, Tennessee, and I love to sing. Didn't think I could do, but I love to sing, and I joined the choir, and the Lord inspired me to write a song, and I had her to lead the song, Dr. Clark, to lead the song for me. That was the greatest experience of my life. Dr. Judith McAllister, I sang with her, and as a worship leader. And wow, she's just an amazing, amazing woman. She read my book and she told me to continue to inspire people. So that really kind of gave me a boost right there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're glad she gave you the boost because you are inspiring people. Let's give the folks at home an overview of the book. What will they find when they crack open the covers?
Ah, the first thing they'll find is my chapter, Who Knew?
Mhm.
In other words, I'm saying, who knew what God had in store for me? I didn't know. Um, God had chosen me. I felt that sometimes you feel like you make too many mistakes that God can't use you. You just really, really messed up, and God doesn't even want to, have anything to do with you. But I was inspired when someone told me this. God already knew what you were going to do,
Yeah.
and yet He chose you. Your past is your past, but your past is also your testimony.
Absolutely. What do you hope readers take away from it? What do you hope they learn? What do you hope happens to them in their relationship with God? Um, what type of inspiration do you hope to spread by sharing your story?
By letting them know it doesn't matter about your background, where you came from, what you've done. God does not hold you responsible for what you've done. He He has a job for you. He said before the foundation of the world, I created you. I made you. I already knew what you were going to do, and I've chosen you to be mine. So however life takes you, we have the word of God to sustain us, that God will perform his work through you, regardless of what people say, regardless of how people think. Um, our responsibility is to obey God, and when we do that, he does the rest. He
Yeah.
does the rest, and I want to inspire people to let them know, trust God, depend on
Mhm.
God. Don't worry about people, status quo, society, whatever. Don't worry about them. Just trust God, and He will bring you through.
Absolutely. That is a beautiful message, and it is so, life affirming and faith affirming. Are you thinking about writing anything else? Is this your first time writing a
Ah,
book? Tell us about your
to
writing
be,
career.
yeah, to be continued.
Yeah. You're going to write a sequel to this?
I'm thinking about it. Yes,
Okay. And
yeah.
what will that focus on, perhaps?
It will focus on hmm, more of the challenges of life. It
Mhm.
will focus on victory. It will focus on continuing the journey.
Absolutely. The journey continues and your work continues, and you've done great work here in spreading this beautiful message to others. The name of the book is I'm Not Supposed to Be Here, But God. This deeply personal and inspiring book is both a testimonial of triumph over life's challenges and a guide to walking a spiritual path with purpose. If you're ready to be inspired by a journey of faith and hope, you won't want to miss this beautiful book. The links are below this interview. Doctor, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. God bless you. Thank you so much for your time today. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.